Proof of COVID-19 vaccination is required to partake in many activities, such as going to restaurants, taking a cruise, and going to the movies. But based on the CDC's recent announcement, a vaccine pass won't be required to fly domestically, at least not for now. I wanted to get a doctor's perspective on this issue, so I spoke with pathologist and COVID expert Dr. Celina Nadelman. She outlined some of the economic and ethical issues surrounding the vaccine pass for domestic air travel, an idea Dr. Fauci has said is reasonable to consider.
Well, I think that what he said is salient in that we should be considering it, but I think it's actually hard to implement. And I think because of just the airline industry in general, it's been pretty hard hit with COVID in general. And, they want to keep domestic flights going and having people fly them. I think it would be very difficult to actually do. And I think it would be also pretty unfair to those people who possibly can't get the vaccine. There are people who cannot have the vaccine for other reasons other than just because they don't want it. And so to ban them from traveling just because they don't have a vaccine is a little bit extreme. But I do think that there is probably another way for us to feel safe.
Now, looking ahead, there's a lot of talk that January is going to be a very hard month, as infections are skyrocketing, hospitals are trying to keep up with the Omicron variant. What do Americans need to know coming into the new year?
Well, looking at the data from South Africa, it seems that the Omicron variant there hit a peak around 5 or 6 weeks after its first case. So I'm guessing, and this is just a guesstimate, just extrapolating from their data, and not, equating all of the different variables that we have, that we should hit a peak in 5 or 6 weeks, which would be probably around January 12th. Now, we have a much higher national vaccination rate, so perhaps our peak may be even sooner. But I'm hoping that it'll peak, and then our cases will go down thereafter.
I wanted to get your perspective on this. So I saw a commercial near Christmas time where a kid said he doesn't want toys, he doesn't want presents, he wants a COVID vaccine. So do you think this is propaganda, or is this a reasonable way to get kids excited about the shot?
I don't know how appropriate it is for a child to say, I don't want a present, but I want a vaccine. I think maybe being excited, not as scared to get the vaccine, or maybe pivoting it to oh, I know someone who got it and it's not as bad. That might be a better way to promote the vaccine amongst children. However, I think we should be showing people actually what happens to people who get COVID more than having children be used in commercials, or so that there might be people who might view it as propaganda.